Hello guys and welcome to another episode in Brian GB's World Underplane Analysis. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Ki61-1C, Japanese level 11 fighter. This is the big brother and the big plane in the Ki-61 family. There are, as you can see, three Ki-61s progressively with better weaponries. The 1A has a couple of 50 cals and a couple of light machine guns in the wings. The 1B has all 50 cals both in the cowling and in the wings. And the Ki61-1C has a couple of 50 cals in the cowling and a couple of MG151 cannons in the wings. These were actually German cannons that were imported from from Germany and came in a submarine with plans for the BM601 engine that was used in this plane. And boy, do they hit hard. I mean, these have exactly the same ammunition options as the German cannons, and as such, they have a very big punch. The plane itself, well, I guess you all know the level 5 and 6 Japanese fighters. Actually, I did a review of them a long time ago. If you want to check it, it's going to be here, the link. And well, in arcade battles, I could tell that this plane was absolutely stunning. And in historical battles, it was no different. The Ki-61 is a plane that turns quite well. It's not a zero in turning, so don't make the mistake that in thinking that you are going to turn like mad everything like the zero does. But it still turns very well. But it also matches that with something that for Japanese planes was pretty strange. I mean, Japanese planes were very lightly built, and they had very light structures as a result. And one of the secondary effects of that lightweight structure was that at very high speeds the plane didn't retain controls very well. That's the case in the Zero, in the Oscar, in the Hayabusa, I mean. In many Japanese fighters, the plane at high speeds felt very sluggish, was hard to control, and it had a very low terminal speed. The planes couldn't stand very high speeds. The Zero, for instance, at 650 km per hour already is having serious trouble not breaking up, not just maneuvering. Breaking up. You can break up a Zero easily if you put it at very high speed dives. Well, this is a plane that for Japanese standards was strange in that sense. It actually dives very well, zooms quite well as well, and it has a quite nice dive speed acceleration and can actually reach pretty high top speeds, at least for a Japanese standard, and control pretty well and retain control very well. So it's a weird mixture of boom and zoom and turn and burn. Of course, you all know my advice is always to energy fight in all the fighters you have, no matter if it's a turn and burner. The turn and burners have the good side that they can close the fight anytime they want, and they have a very nice reserve maneuverability in case of being jumped when low and slow on the deck. But if you have a plane that's good in boom and zooming and turn and burning, you should try to boom and zoom first, because energy is everything. If you keep your energy up, you're going to live longer. So boom and zoom first, turn and burn later. And this plane can turn very well, I can tell you that. With flaps out, and this plane actually needs those flaps to close the turns, this plane is a very strong turner. It's not as strong as a turner as the previous Ki-61s. Keep in mind, those two cannons weighed quite a lot, and the ammo also weighed quite a lot. As a result, this plane is heavier than the other Ki-61s, and turns somewhat worse. But still, is a very good turner, and versus Americans, you are going to turn almost everyone. Almost everyone. Maybe you will have problems with wildcats, but all the rest, oh, you are going to eat alive. Versus the Russian is a little bit different between because the jacks turn turn very well. And not going to go further than that. They do turn quite well, but this plane turns slightly better. It's not a huge difference, so you want to boom and zoom as long as you can. It's not as good in pure energy fighting. This plane has one Achilles heel, and it's that the engine is not very powerful for its weight. I mean, this plane is, I think it was somewhat like 400 kilograms heavier than a BF-109E3 and had exactly the same engine. So you can make yourself an idea that this plane is not going to accelerate or climb very well. I mean, it climbs and accelerates decently, but it's not spectacular in that. So you don't want to rely in those parameters of your flight to overcome other planes, to win over other planes. So yeah, well, the weapons. Loads, as I told you, 250 cals, HO-103 machine guns, and two 20mm MG-151 cannons. For the ammo, I go for omnipurpose or stealth for both. And that could be mounted to load anti-air in the machine guns. But I think it's a personal opinion that having a 33% of your bullets having useless IAI bullets, which are bullets that explode on contact and do almost no damage at all, and having only 30% of your ammo with useless rounds, which are the pure incendiary and the IAI, sorry. I mean, this is somewhat better, but a case I mean, they are almost the same. And stealth, well, it's the same. It's half the bullets, having the IAI bullet that I think doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't think it does any, in fact. So stealth for machine guns I wouldn't recommend. A good compromise, if you want to stay in the middle ground, would be omnipurpose or anti-air for the machine guns and stealth for the 20mm. For the 20mm, you want either anti-air or stealth. I'm going for omnipurpose because I couldn't be bothered in spending 35,000 lions. I mean, I'm trying to save money for the next patch when new planes are going to come up, and so I can try them out very quickly and give you guys a good impression on them. So I can't be wasting a lot of money. But you want to go for 20mm for anti-air or stealth, and a good compromise is tracers, so anti-air or omnipurpose for the machine guns, and stealth for the 20mm. Why? Because at the ranges you are going to be shooting at, and you should be shooting at those ranges, both cannons, different ballistics, won't affect that much. So if you are hitting with the 50 cal, you will hit with the 20mm as well. If you are shooting at a very long range or a very high deflection shots, maybe you'll get hits with this and no with this. But still it's a good compromise between both. And these weapons load the monster German HEI Minengesos round. So they do a huge lot of damage. And versus those Russian jacks, you want that kind of punch. So this plane is very nice. It's not a particularly fast plane. It's really not quick. It's even slower than a BF-109E3. But still, well, I mean, you are not a speedster, but given that you can dive and zoom very well, you can reach very high speeds and retime them for a pretty long time after a dive. So it's a very complete fighter and a very nice one. I can tell you this plane I enjoy flying a lot. And I mean, it's for me, personally, for me it's the best fighter the Japanese have until the N1K2, which I haven't tried yet, but I have seen it in action. Dr. Pentakill has them, and they seem really, really good. But I think it's probably the best fighter the Japanese have at any level under level 15. The zeros are not bad. I mean, they are very good after the fix for the roll rate. But overall, I think this plane is a little bit better. If anything, because it can dive and zoom, something that Zero can't do at all. And also because this is not much as a paper plane as a Zero. I mean, it's not a tough plane. It's not very resistant to enemy damage, but it's more resistant than a Zero. Of course, I mean, even a sheet of paper is more resistant than a Zero. But that's also something very good. So yeah, well, there's one drawback to this plane, and this is something I don't really understand. I mean, this is a very good fighter, but it's not a Terminator. I rank this as a plane that is maybe as good as a BF-109 F4 in different ways, of course. I mean, the F4 is very good at climbing and accelerating, and this plane is not. This plane is different, but it's not a much better plane than that. But the repair cost is 21,880 lions, and that's a big amount for a level 11. I mean, compare it with another fighter I like a lot. The Soviet LA5, which is a level 11, is 10,000. Even compared with a very expensive plane as the Focus 595, which is, hold on a second here, that's 17,230 lions. So this is a the Ki61-Ic is very expensive to repair, and I don't think that repair cost is really warranted. But still, it's got a pretty nice reward bonus of 320%. So you are going to actually make lions with this plane. If you kill one of, well, if you kill two, you are going to make a lot of money. If you kill one, you are going to cover costs and make a profit. If you get a couple assists, it's enough to cover for the plane. So, well, I mean, it's a risky plane to fly because of the repair cost, but if you do well in it, you are going to earn a lot of lions. So, well, yeah, let's see some action. So let's start in Kalkin-Gor. We are going to against the Soviets, and I have already climbed to an altitude, 3,000 meters. Usually against the Soviets you want to climb up to 4,000 or even a little more, but in this particular game they didn't climb that much. So at 3,000 meters, well, you see now a Yak 3 which is higher, but at 3,000 meters is enough. I'm going down on a Yak 90. A plane, you know, if you haven't seen my latest videos, that I have a lot of trouble killing. In this one, well, I put a lot of 20mm on him, I set him on fire, and the fire is out. Look at that. But well, at least I got him, I guess I totally broke his fuselage. But really, the thing of the Yaks with the fire is something else. Whatever, we are in a Japanese plane analysis, not in a complaint video, sorry. There's a PE2 down there. And this is one of the fighters, the Japanese fighters, that you can really use to a big effect against enemy bombers, because they resist fire much better than the Zero. And because it has, of course, those two 20mm cannons that have a lot of damage potential. I do a slow roll to dive down below, just behind the PE2. I'm going down on him. He's trying to maneuver to check my aim. Still, I shoot at him. I set it on fire. Of course, it's Russian. The fire goes instantly out, but I get his enemy, the enemy gunner. So right now he has no gunner. I can simply go behind him, park on his 6 and blast him at will, which is exactly what I'm going to do. But yeah, two Soviet planes on fire, both of them. Yeah, fire, what's that? Who cares? Lots of hits. I take him to the wing, he's trying to slow down, but I break his wing, and another kill. Now, of course, I don't have that much 20mm left. I have spent a lot in both the Yak 90 and the P2, but I still have some. And I'm looking to see which is going to be the target for the 20mm that I have left. I see a King Cobra, a Yak 1, and a Yak 3 incoming, and also I see an IL-10. And I decide I'm going to go for the IL-10. It's the strongest and the most the hardest of all of them. And I have probably the hardest hitting cannons in the team right now. So I want to make use of them against the hardest plane that's around to make the strongest effect I can. I take aim with the 50 cals, and when I'm satisfied, I open with the 20mm. But I miss, most of them at least, and I'm already out of cannon. I know with 50 cals I'm not going to do a huge lot to that thing, and they are fighter rounds. So I do a high yo-yo. Here you go. There was an Yak 7 already on me. I ask for cover. And I'm going for that Yak 7 because that 0 is not catching up. And I can catch up. So high deflection shooting, some hits. Nothing very strong. But still enough to give something in what to think. Another Yak 7 coming. Deploy flap. Ooh, I have a lot of enemies around. And my team is just melting around me. So I'm fighting myself in a... Well, thankfully the IL-2, the IL-10 crashed. By the way, I think he crashed trying to go for me, so maneuvering kill for the win. There's a Yak 3 there. There's 2 Yak 7s, 1 Yak 3, and just one of us here. And I don't have 20mm. I try to win space and win some distance. And I'm checking the scores, and I simply see that my team is no longer. We have just 2 planes left, other than me. And that other one is going to die in no time. So here I'm planning to RTV and to reload the cannons. That is what I intend to do. There you go. The other Ki61 gets killed. And now it's just 2. And I see a Yak 1 there. Probably one of those brave guys who go to camp the airstrip. So I'm going to go for him. I mean, there's no big sense in coming back to base and reload to then find myself in a 3 versus 1. I'd rather get a 1 versus 1. I still have 50 cals and I still can get the jump done. So I go for that guy, closing slowly. Taking a look at the side where the other bandits were, just in case they are coming. You never know. So, yep. Nothing to say right now. I mean, I'm just closing. Oh, Yak 3 is coming. It's a 2 versus 1. The Yak 1 is, I'm guessing, trying to return for base. If he was open for a fight, he would come for me. So I leave him alone and go for the Yak 3. Which is, of course, the most pressing problem I have right now. He's coming with a lot of altitude. But I'm pretty quick, so I go up. Stabilize behind him. And see what he's going to do. And what follows is one of the lamest things I have ever seen in this game. Well, not the lamest, I mean, it was boring. Very boring. I'm not going to criticize the guy, because I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. But it was boring. This was really boring. Basically, what he's going to do is to stay out of my range and do nothing. Here he maneuvers, but he's not coming at all. So, what's the deal? Right now I'm thinking, well, I might come back to base and reload the cannons because that guy doesn't want to fight. So I aim in another direction, wait for him to turn around, but he doesn't. So, well, I'm going to come back to base. But as soon as I turn around, he comes again. So, well, okay, he's game. Let's fight a bit. So I close the turn, I aim at him. I don't want a head-on, so I'm aiming slightly to a side. Here he comes. Okay, he's not coming for a head-on. I reverse the roll. I use flaps to close the turn. I'm very slow, so I'm not turning very quick. But there he is again, running away. What the hell? Okay, deal. I don't know. If you want to fight, fight. If you don't want to fight, run away. But no, there he comes again. Okay. Let's see if he wants to fight. Again, I don't want to give that guy a head-on. He has a 20mm and I don't. So he's not even coming. He's doing nothing. He doesn't go in the vertical, he doesn't go aggressive on me, he doesn't come for me, he's not trying to kill me. So I just go in the chat, and you're going to see something really hilarious. I'm gonna give this lame stuff up a lot. Jack 3. Look at his answer because it made me laugh so hard. Checking the scores, they are a lot. Chances are we are going to lose this, so I just want a decent one-on-one, and here comes a Jack 90. And now it's a 2v1. Ki61 is UFO. Okay, man, and you are in a Jack 3? I'm sorry. This was hilarious. And of course, now that he has a friend, now he finds and thinks he's very smart and he comes for me. And now he fires. Still, he doesn't get any hits with the 20mm, otherwise I would have something black or red. He keeps on going, and now we have an ACXM coming, which shoots him down. But of course, the zero goes on fire, and of course the zero doesn't put the fire out as fast as a Russian plane does. But at least now I have a shot at that Jack 90. Well, the Jack 3 really deserved that, I can tell you. He really deserved that. So well, coming for the Jack 90. The A6M has put the fire out, but he later said in chat he has no engine, he has one of the wings totally broken, and now he's away. He had to jump, he couldn't maneuver. So some hits on the Jack 90. But well, we all know that's a flying tank and that 50 cals do nothing to Jacks. But I can't really run away. I simply can't because this guy is going to catch up with me. And I'd rather be on the aggressive side behind him than on the defensive side with him behind me. Consecutive series of downward spirals. He goes up, loses a lot of speed, gives me a good shot, and I totally blew it. That was a clear shot and I totally blew it. So, well, still maneuvering. Oh, we have another Jack incoming. Again, it's going to be a 2v1. Deploy flaps to close the turn. I mean, Jack 90s, they are not supposed to turn very well. Well, that guy actually is matching my turn ability in a Ki61. Here comes the other Jack. So I make a point of trying to kill that guy as soon as I can. I'm running out of ammo, so I have to really rush it and hope for the best. No hits in this one. 70 rounds left, very few. Jack 7 is behind me. Ooh, he's really behind me, but I'm avoiding very well. Some hits. 20 rounds left. Trying to ensure the hit, but I get none. So out of ammo. And in a 2v1, still stay behind that Jet 90 to put him nervous and try to see if he has a damage wing or something like that, but it's giving me no source of having anything damaged, so I get more worried by what I have behind me. So I go very low, very low. I'm trying to make this guy crash. He almost hit that tree. But I roll around him. Again, I go very low, and this time I may have overdone things a bit. Yes, quite a bit. But you're going to see it. My wish is going to be granted. He crashes! And then, of course, one shotted by a Jack 90. But totally worth it. Totally worth it. Okay, let's see some other game. So, well, again, calcing goal against the Soviets. High altitude, almost 4,000 meters, and I see a LA7, 2, and a Yak 3. So, well, those guys are pretty high in the sky. So what I do is to go back a bit and beat my time, wait for them to get engaged, and then go for them. I usually don't like to be the first one in when there are higher enemies around. I see now they are engaging, so hi Jojo to come back. Keep an eye on the Yak 3. We seem to be going for that F4U. I spot another Yak and something else which I don't really know what it is, and a lower LA7. So the Russians are coming at an altitude in this game. There you go, there's another Yak 3 even there. And in Era Cobra. That lower Yak 3 is engaged, there's a lower TU2, but of course with all those high enemies I don't want to die on him. Lots of LA7s, one Yak 7, one Yak 3, again beating my time a bit, waiting for them to get engaged. Climb a bit before coming back. I'm ensuring I have the energy when I come back. Now I do. So I turn back. Put an eye down to see if there's something else down low. I see another LA7. And right now we have to choose who we are going for. One LA7 is critically damaged, so that's cool. The F3 seems engaged, the LA7 is not. The Era Cobra is not giving me a good angle at all, so it's going to be the LA7. I mean, it's the highest enemy. The one that's disengaged is the one I should go for. So I could engine to drop just behind him. Now I am, so I go full web. He's very close, he's diving away. Go for under bounce. And then a Cobra crosses my path, so why not take it a shot? Bring brakes, and first kill. I love when that happens. You are going for another enemy and suddenly there's a random guy who walks into your sights, gives you the perfect shot you want, and you kill him. So LA7 down there. It's very engaged with two guys behind him, so there's no sense in going for him. Yak 3 down there. This one only has one bandit behind him, so it's a much better target. Close throttle. Adjust for the lead shot. Put some shots on him. And zoom away. Assist. Cool. LA7 there. He's very engaged, but still he's going to give me a shot. I try to take it, move away. and he's taken out. So we are totally destroying the Japanese team here. The Soviet team, I mean, sorry. Sajak 3 there. Turning the vertical to keep my energy up. The only thing I don't like right now of the situation is that I'm very into the anti-aircraft zone of the enemy, and the AAs really can one-shot you. So, not really feeling that good right now. Well, so far you can see that the plane dives well, zooms well, turns pretty good. I mean, it's not the best Japanese turner by any means. I mean, that's the zero. But you can turn in this thing pretty well. It's very easy to fly as well. It's not a plane that gives you a lot of problems while controlling it. It's not like the Focke-Wulf, for instance, that wobbles a lot because of instructor. So it's a friendly plane to fly. It's very complete. Packs a punch with those 20 millimeters. Maneuver is pretty nice, so yes, it's a good fighter. Okay, here what I'm doing is to chase that guy, so let's cut it short and move to the last part of the battle. So back we are, and near the enemy base. That guy is obvious what he's going to do. He's going to hide in Ac. So while my team is trying to get him, well, them, because there's a TU2 as well there, I'm going to go for the anti-aircraft guns. And that way, I mean, the battle is already won for us. I don't want to make it any longer. I use the machine guns to kill the AA guns, reserving the 20 millimeters. Another AA there, but I don't aim in time to kill it. Another down there, but again, is in a very bad spot to go for it. So instead, I move for this one. I use 20 millimeters to kill it as fast as possible. Again, another one there. This one I'm too close to kill. So for the next one. And what I'm going to do is, while those guys are busy trying to cover themselves into the anti-aircraft zone, I'm going to kill all the anti-aircraft, and my team will be able to kill them and cut what would be a nightmare of a long battle short. Because otherwise, I mean, even the anti-aircraft could kill some of the friendlies, so well. I blast those guns and now come back. I see the Jack is heavily engaged, so instead of going for him, I'm going to go for that guy who is in the airstrip. Try to gun his gunners, and keep on going and go for that anti-aircraft gun. And this way the battle will be over much sooner and much better. There you go. They already lost all their planes, so we are winning, and that's a win. So yeah, let's move on and see the results. I got 1 kill for 1 target, so how many money is going to be that? And it's going to be a lot. So that was it. You can see this is a very nice fighter. The only drawback is the repair cost, otherwise it's very complete in all senses. It turns very well, it dives very well, it zooms pretty good. It's not an excellent zoomer, it's a very good zoomer for Japanese standards, but it's a lightweight, so don't expect it to zoom as good as a Focke-Wulf, for instance, but it's still a very good zoomer. So it really has a punch, packs a big punch, and also has a lot of runs for its each of his weapons. So it's a very nice plane, and you are going to enjoy it a lot. If you enjoyed the previous Ki61s and you learned how to fly them without turn fighting them, this plane you are going to love. So, well, that was it for tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please give me a thumbs up. Any comments you want to make in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so yet and want to see more of these videos, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And see you later.